Now, something that I want to point out before we start today's video is that this video was response to a video made by the man, the myth, the legend himself, CMRetroGaming. I have a massive collection in the New York City area, and my PS4 collection is great. In today's video, we'll talk about 5 awesome PS4 hidden gems that you may have missed. First game I want to talk about is a remake of a legendary RPG, and that's Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, I wouldn't say Final Fantasy VII Remake is a hidden gem, per se. It doesn't change the fact that it's a fantastic remake based on a fantastic RPG. You play as Crouch Drive, a mercenary for Avalanche, but originally a mercenary for Soldier. The game shifts from turn-based RPG like the original to an action RPG with commands. I absolutely love Final Fantasy VII as it's my favorite Final Fantasy game in the franchise, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is hands down one of the best remakes I've played in a long time. If you are a Final Fantasy fan or a fan of RPGs, I highly recommend you check out Final Fantasy VII Remake. You'll definitely get a kick out of it. Next up is our only non-RPG and moving to run game, and that game is Blaster Master Zero.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter. Hey!
Blaster Master Zero is a 2D retro-inspired platformer Metroidvania developed by Indie Kids and published by Sunsoft. For being a retro-inspired game, Blaster Master Zero is hands down one of the most beautiful games to look at, as on the PS4, especially on the PS4 Pro. It looks fantastic. You're in control of Jason and his battle tanks of Fear the Third. As after Jason encounters a biological creature which he calls his pet frog Fred escapes into an alternate dimension. Now Jason must search for him. Along the way, he meets an android named Eve, who is hands down one of the best and most adorable sidekicks in a game ever. I could go on about this game, but long story short, Blaster Master Zero is a true masterpiece that is hands down worth any penny. For being a run game, it doesn't go for a lot. That's usually $24 to $25. That is awesome. Next game is one of the most batshit insane Japanese games out there, made by Sega of all developers, and that game is Yakuza Kiwami.
The police, they are after me!
Yakuza Kiwami is, you guessed it, a remake of the first Yakuza, with the game being an open world, beat 'em up, and RPG into one. The story is very Japanese, but unique at the same time, as it's a mafia, gangster, and a love story all at the same time. Yakuza Kiwami was my first foray into this awesome yet bizarre series, and for being my first game in the series, Yakuza Kiwami is hands-on a fantastic remake based on the original on PS2. If you are a fan of beat-em ups, RPGs, and open world games, and you love crazy, batshit, insane Japanese mafia movies, I highly recommend you to check out Yakuza Kiwami. It's one experience you won't want to miss. Oh, easy. Okay. Next up is an entry in one of the longest running action RPG series out there, which just celebrated its 35th anniversary, and that game is VIII, Lacrimosa of Dana.
What are you doing in my swamp?
VIII is one of the longest running action RPG series out there, with the series beginning on the PC 88 and computers in 1987. VIII is the first game in the series to make the jump to 3D, as previous games were 16-bit top-down action RPGs. Like most games in the series, this is where VIII's origin. You're the red-haired swordsman adventurer Adolf Christian. After experience shipwreck, which is a common curse in the series, you're in the era of Ceres. You recruit scavengers as you adventure in this huge open world with awesome atmosphere and music to boot. I love these, especially Adolf himself. And while my first VIII game was Marius Sosetta on the PS4, although originally based on PS Vita, VIII, Lacrimosa of Dana is hands down the best VIII game in the series as it makes the jump really well. VIII is definitely a series that not a lot of people talk about, and VIII is a game that I think more people should talk about, as it's one of the best RPGs on the PS4. You can even play the game on PS5 now, so I highly recommend you check out Adolf's Adventure on the Hours and servers. It's easily worth it. And the final game I want to talk about in today's video is one of my favorite games of all time, and that game is 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
This is a certified hood classic.
Sentinels Aegis Rim is a 2D sci-fi action adventure visual novel tower defense game made by Nowhere and Atlas. Now, Sentinels is a huge story defense game, and because of that, it's going to be difficult to summarize it without spoiling anything huge about the game. Anyway, instead of one protagonist, you have 13 protagonists who have their own storylines and mechs, with each being 4 types of mechs. With a 1 focusing on melee attacks, and with a 4 focusing on long-range attacks. Sentinels is hands down the best game that Nowhere has ever made, with great storylines, characters, and gameplay. I should also mention that this is also a game that I don't hear many people talking about, just like with these 8. If you like sci-fi movies, visual novels, and vanilla games overall, I highly recommend you check out Sentinels, as it's one of the best and most unique experiences you'll ever have on the PS4. So that wraps up my list of 5 awesome hidden gems on the PS4 that you may have missed. Were there any of them that I missed, left out, or even forgot they even existed in the first place? That's where you come in. Let me know down in the comments down below for the games I missed. And if there's any games that you would like me to check out, let me know. I would love to hear them. And that being said, I'm JD the Mighty Master. Keep playing games and having a great time. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.